Hello, Crafty Journaler. Welcome to the Crafty Journaler. My name is Sarah, and this is my channel where I do a lot of fun crafts for junk journaling. If that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, turn on your notification bell, and let a friend know that we're here. That way we could grow this channel together. I am currently trying to get to 300 subscribers here on YouTube. So if you want to help me out with that, go ahead and do that by subscribing now. I am currently working on some of my scraps. I actually started this video last night. However, because it was so late at night, I was really tired and it just didn't come out great. So I'm re-recording part of it now, but pretty much I'm just kind of masterboarding some of my Christmas scraps. This is probably one of the ways that I do get rid of some of those scraps. And while I was scrap busting and making some fun paper layouts, I think it would be really cool to make something out of this, or so make a whole journal out of scraps and stuff like that. I actually have this Christmas bag that I got last year with a gift, and I don't usually throw these away. I either make tags with them or, try to do something fun with them. I think I'm going to be trying to make the cover of a junk journal with this, and then a junk journal with this. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm working through my scraps and having a good time doing so. And I wanted to bring you along and, see what else we could do with some of our Christmas scraps and create some fun ephemera and, just have a good time. So with that being said, I'm sure you've seen many of videos of how to scrap bust or how to make masterboards and so on and so forth. I'm still going to show some ways I do it, just in case you would like to try those ways at home or whatever the case may be. I'm going to start off by creating different lengths of paper by gluing different paper together. So for example, I want to make a longer page so that I could then cut it up and into a perfectly sized page for our journal. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. And this glue is the Art Glitter glue. It is a water-based glue, but it is a very strong hold glue. I really like to use it for stuff like this. I will be honest and tell you that this is my first bottle of using this, but I found that it works well with hinging pages. It works well when you want things to dry quick. It does create a little bit of a bubbling effect if you're not quick with it. Now that we have our length of page, and really if you wanted to, you can make this bigger by adding more paper either at the bottom, on the side. You can make it as long or as short as you want. I'm gonna work on this space right here. So there we go, we're on frame now. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add some glue stick to the back of our scraps and then start laying them about however which way we want. I was working on some of this paper, so there's like a little bit of glue in certain areas. If it's too bulky like this, I recommend getting a little I have this from my Cricut machine. It's a little spatula, but I know I've seen stuff like this for art. So if you go to like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, I've seen them at Joann's too. So you could get a little spatula for much cheaper. Okay, so I do try to make sure that when I am using paper, that is as straight as it possibly can get without getting rid of too much of the length. I feel that that works better when we're laying the paper down. So I will cut off some of this excess here. I usually save paper to do like upcycled or recycled paper, homemade or handmade recycled paper. I don't do that with paper that has like foil or plasticky stuff like this on it because it doesn't work so well. At least from my point of view, when I've worked with it like that, it doesn't do well in handmade paper or upcycled paper. So we're going to be using this glue. It's just a glue stick of your choice. Really, we're going to be sewing this down, so it doesn't have to be anything super expensive or anything like that. This is just the glue stick I enjoy using the most. So we're just gonna put some glue in the back. Pick where we want it to lay, and then we'll place it down. And you could either put it right at the edge, like I'm doing, or you could overlap it a little bit. Sometimes overlapping it is probably smarter because you could that kind of like cut it down and it'll be just fine. For this time, we're just gonna overlap it like so. So we also have this one here. Actually, I'm gonna leave this aside because there's something else I would like to do with that. You could do different kinds of paper. There are different weights in this paper. So this is kind of like a cardstocky one. This is vellum, so it's a lot thinner, a lot more foldable. But I don't mind mixing media paper like that because at the end, like I said, we will be sewing this down, so it won't affect it as much. But if you feel like that might be not the type of texture you would like to go for, just making sure that you're using same amount of weighted paper. So if you're using just thin vellum with paper, use strictly that. If you're using cardstock paper, use strictly cardstock paper, so on and so forth. I do different type of paper, and I also sometimes use like washi tape, or I'll throw in some kinds of little focal area points. It's basically collage slash masterboarding is what I'm doing right now. So I know I've been gone for a couple of days, or I think I was gone for about a week, a little bit more than a week. Life in general. So sometimes I get really busy and I'm not able to sit down and record for you guys. I'm trying to kind of rearrange my, I guess, time management so that I'm able to do this as well. And hopefully eventually be able to do it in a more consistent basis for you all. I did want to just say thank you to everybody that has been joining in the fun and commenting, liking, all of that fun stuff. Thank you guys for being part of this small but mighty community. I am trying to get more interaction in my channel. So if you have any kind of like feedback, let me know in the comments. Things you would like to see more of, things you would like for me to try, or even show you, um, give you guys some type of inspiration on certain things. Let me know in the comments. I am always open to suggestions, and yeah, let me know. So as you can see, I'm not using one length of paper, one like size of paper. I'm using different sizes, which could sometimes come with its own challenges. But I think that doing that makes the paper look like more, what's the word I'm looking for? Interesting, I guess. It just gives it something, like it makes your eyes dance, so you're like looking all over the place, and it just gives you different looks to different things that you could do with your master boards. Whether it's like you can make tags, you can make journal cards, you could make covers for your journals, you can make actual pages in your journal. You could also make envelopes. You can, I mean, really the options are endless. It's just a matter of what you want to do with them. For the most part, I either use them for tags, journaling cards, or pages for my journals. And that's where I ended up deciding that I was going to make a book out of just upcycled, or not necessarily upcycled, but scraps and leftover material. Because back when I first started doing junk journaling as content, and this was in TikTok, I actually made a couple of books, junk journal books, out of masterboards, and I gifted them in TikTok. I was like, I should probably do that for YouTube, and see how that goes. Again, I am trying my best to grow my channel, so I've been trying to think of like things that I could do. For sure, I think one of the bigger things I should probably do is be more consistent, and like try to rearrange my time a little bit and make sure that I am putting content out there for you guys. And then another thing is probably finding different ways for you guys to engage in my channel somehow. Also staying through my channel. I do have like, YouTube gives you like a breakdown on your analytics side, and it shows me that although I do get clicks, people like click out of the video or swipe away and stuff like that. So I'm wondering, trying to work out how I can make sure that either people stay in all the way, or things like that. I know that there's a lot of content out there, so I also don't want to like be like, you have to stay, because I mean, the fact that anybody, even if it's just one person staying, that means a lot. That's valuable within itself. But I do want to feel that I'm doing something. I'm growing. Growth is something that I really enjoy. Whether it's in this type of setting, in a daily life setting. I think that one needs to always be growing, because life isn't stagnant. Life isn't something that you could just stay stationary and watch your life go. You have to be growing with it. I mean, we've seen it recently, how life has changed. Um, what was okay before is not okay now. And not that it was okay then either. These are things that we all have to kind of grow with. So I also apply that into this type of setting. I want to grow. I want to be able to not be in my head a lot. I catch myself being in my head a lot about, well, why do people click out? And then if I overthink that too much, I will go into like the depths of my mind, and it's scary there sometimes. So I have to make a conscious decision to be like, okay, well, they don't stay, it's okay, and then think in a positive light. I am fortunate to have people around me that help me out with that too, not to be so rough on myself, and circling yourself with good people it's a good way to live, and go through hard times. See, I just ranted, and I don't even know like where the first point of this conversation was. So, I mean, are you guys okay with me sharing stuff like that? Or is this like too much for you guys? It's oversharing. I don't really think I am the type of person that easily overshares. um, I do have, like I said, people around me that are like my close circle of people, and I share with them, my life, my struggles, my doubts, and all that. And then I have friends that are my friends, and I don't see them necessarily any different, but I just don't. I'm not the type of person to overshare like my problems and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm oversharing now. And I get a little awkward when I feel like I'm oversharing. I start like nervous laughing, which is just like a reflex I have. Even when I'm scared, actually, for some reason, I sometimes like laugh. I'm sure it has to do something with trauma. We all have it. But yeah. Let's see. Let's change the subject. Something more light and fun. I've been decorating my house for Christmas, so I am officially done with the downstairs. So all my free time that I wasn't able to dedicate here was dedicated to like decorating downstairs. Is there something that you guys are looking forward to in the holidays? Are you ready for the food, the gifts, the family? What are you guys most excited about this year? I think I'm excited about family. I'm excited to have my family over and spend a good time with them. So as you see, I just go around finding different color. I don't need them to all match. I don't necessarily think that matchy is my thing when I'm doing scrap busting all the time or masterboarding. But I do like them to look good. Like I don't want them to be so contrasting that I'm just like, I don't know about that. I want them to still be like, oh, this is meant to be there. So I always keep that in mind when I'm doing this. I know different people do it in different ways. This is just the way I do it. This is the way it works for me. And so right here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some book paper. I also like adding some book paper in there. I just feel like that's usually what's gonna look the best is book paper along with some like scrapbooking paper. It gives it a very artsy feel and look to it. So I try to always integrate different kind of paper like that. So right here, I am going to use my ruler and cut that piece. After that, I am going to find the where I wanted to cut. Doesn't need to be perfect, just, slightly. It looks so good. And then we have this piece right here. We'll add this right here. And for this one, I'm actually going to use a little bit of this glue because it's going to be very thin on the edge here. And sometimes when they're right at the edge, they will lift easier. And it's thin, and although we're going to be sewing this down, sometimes it's not enough. So I will use very little glue there. And that should be more than enough for that. And again, we're using the art glitter glue. And then we'll just cut this part down with our X-Acto or craft knife. If you're not comfortable doing it free-handed like that, you could always just use a ruler to guide your knife. Okay, and then we'll use this one right here, like that, and then I'll just a little bit on the crickets. Cricket side, but it's okay. It's okay. We're not gonna worry about it because we're gonna cover that up. We're gonna go in here and add a little paper right there. That'll take care of that area. So there we go. We're taking care of that area right there. Okay, and then we're gonna add something right here to take care of that as well. And we found this right here. So we'll go ahead and glue that down there. Okay. And then we'll use this right here and we'll glue it right there. See how it's working out? We don't have to panic. I know inside we want to panic, but we don't have to. Before I do that, I am going to cut some of this off because I feel like we could still use it on the masterboards. And we really only need that little bit that we're going to be using. Okay. We have that down. Now we need to do this area. I am now using a little washi tape in areas that I feel so, like for example, this one is not up straight, so it's not going to meet up with the other paper very well. So I will camouflage it with some washi tape here. I do try to use a little bit of glue just to make sure it tacks on there very well. And then I will also add this little piece of paper here. It is thinner copy paper, scraps from copy paper. Okay, so now we have this covered up, and you can see there's like little spots in certain places that are kind of peeking through. So we're gonna cover that with some of these little stars that I have already pre-cut. And again, it'll be fine if you just tack them on quickly with some glue stick because you will be sewing this stuff down. So you just go around and choose where you want to place some of these stars. I usually go and put it like in areas that I think are gonna either need some type of reinforcement or where, like I said, it's peeking through the background of it. I actually think that works. You could do more if you want to, or you could just leave it as is. I am going to add a couple more just so it looks purposeful. It doesn't look like it's just there to cover defects or anything like that. Okay, so now we're gonna cut this down. And I'll be using my ruler for this part just because it's more than just a little bit or one paper. Gonna slice that down. And we're back, and here is the final look of the masterboard we just worked on. So this is one of the things that I do with my scraps, is masterboarding. And so far they're looking pretty cool. This is how the front or one of the sides came out, and then this is the other side. Honestly, love it. It's giving me Christmas vintage vibes, and I love that. I am gonna continue to work on some of the masterboards, and then I will come back with you with another video showing you other things that we could do. This video is probably already gone long enough. I will try to condense it down and edit it down to a bite size for you guys. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am trying to get to 300 subscribers by the end of the year. I would love to receive 2025 with 300 subscribers in my channel. So if you could help me out with that, I would greatly appreciate it. Let a friend know, let everybody know, the more the merrier. I hope you all are having a great holiday season, and I hope you all enjoy whatever it is that you're going to be getting into this holiday season. With that being said, that's a wrap. Okay, bye.